Okay, welcome back to VP4TV. We're here this Friday afternoon for, well, the main event that we're here for is a match between Fast Eddie and Real Poland Power. That goes ahead in about 45 minutes time. The match that we're in at the moment is a match between Coldest Pillow and John Boo, and this is a one-loss side match, race to 11. What I'm trying to do is get to the lobby and get the banners up. I want to go to the bracket and we'll have a quick look at the schedule. So this match that's underway at the moment, then at 5 PM, as I say, in about 40-45 minutes time, we're heading across for the round 3 match between Fast Eddie and Real Poland Power. That's stub, of course, and that'll be a race to 13, and that match could be a couple of hours, and it should take us nicely round to Friday night 9 ball as well. The other matches on here, there's actually a match at 8 o'clock, which will be the one-loss side, Houdini and Christian. And then the other matches are next week. The match between Cobra and Linus is early in the morning, my time, 9 AM on Tuesday. I'll be at work. And then LS3 and Semi-Pro, they go at it next Sunday evening at 7 PM. So that is a week on Sunday, if I'm right in thinking. So that's the schedule. I checked the 3-cushion tournament earlier on this afternoon. There's still no matches scheduled on there, although there is plenty of time yet before people have to get desperate, but it's always better that they can get the matches sorted out and get that schedule up and running. But meanwhile, we'll stick with this. We've got Coldest Pillow with the early lead, 2 racks to 1. Welcome to everybody. Oh, welcome to Coldest Pillow. Never a good idea to be in the stream while you're playing. Now I noticed Fast Eddie was in, excuse me, Fast Eddie's in getting some practice. There's no sign of stub. He's just going to turn up and wing it. Welcome to Dwight, good afternoon, or in some cases good morning. What time is that? It's 20 past 4, so it might still be morning time, 20 past 11 if it's East Coast time. We'll get Tab back into the room. And Stub has arrived in the lobby. I don't know whether he'll be doing any practice, so. In fact, tell a lie, he's arrived in the bloody room, I've just realised. Should I sign up for Friday night 9 ball, he says. Oh, good morning to Gary. Well, this is the warm-up match for the main event of the evening, which is in 40 minutes time. That was a nice little shot in the 8 ball there for Coldest Pillow. Just trying to get rid of Stub. I don't want him to annoy the guys or be there as a distraction. 12:20 Atlantic time. That's a That's a rare time zone. So it is. So that's almost Newfoundland, isn't it? Sort of right as far west as you can go in the North American continent, isn't it? Pretty much so, to have Atlantic time, which is a 4 hour time difference rather than the normal 5, which I think that's pretty much what everybody commonly quotes. Certainly I do. I didn't even know there was such a thing as Atlantic time. So there's Atlantic time, then there's East Coast, then there's what is it? Is it Mountain time? And then further west again is Pacific. Is that right? Or is there another time zone snuck in there somewhere else? But Atlantic time's the first time I've ever heard that mentioned. So John Boo trailing by 3 racks to 1, and well, at the moment he's not favourite to win this one either, because that yellow that's up there to the right of the 8 ball is the problem. Getting to that one. Good that Stubb took the message on board. Well, he has to find a way up the top of the table. Well, that might work though. The only problem is that he's got to miss traffic. If he's going to run forward and try and get up top, there is a route there. Now he needs to bump that 8 ball, and that's pretty good. Problem now is he needs to bump the 8 ball again. He's got to take the top yellow and hope he bumps something, and he's going to end up hooked. Well, he can see it, that's the only good thing, but he can't see anything, enough of it to do anything with it. He may well cross bank it onto the red and possibly end up giving away a free shot here. Well, he's looking to kick it now, I think. Welcome to Cobra. Well, I was actually just a little bit late arriving for this match because I was having something to eat. And I had, well, Cobra will know what I'm talking about. I had I got a pack of 2 Tesco's finest flatbreads. Sourdough, red onion, there was cheese on it, they were lovely. So it was like a light snack for me, that, rather than having a big heavy meal. But I ate the 2 of them, no problem, because I was hungry. So that should tide me over for a few hours. Meanwhile, cold as pillow on the 8 ball for a 4-1 lead. It was always going to be difficult for John Boo to get out on that rack. He made a pretty damn good effort in doing it. And the 8 ball's going to go. A multitude of 8 balls going in this tournament. Unbelievable amount of them actually going in. Well, this time a ball has gone, the 8 ball has stayed up. And again, the table's fairly ugly looking. Well, down at this end it is. Problem for cold as pillow is, I don't think he's really got a shot in anything else other than the yellow. So there's the issue there. And what you're looking to do is try and get some sort of line on that yellow right there. Now you could get the line on this one and just roll through, because both yellows go into that corner pocket, but this is a a sort of tight little corner. You've got to get good on that yellow. If you're the wrong angle, you could run through and bump the red and still be on the 2 yellows. So this is what you have to be thinking about. Now this little cut in the yellow, see that cut in the yellow there would have allowed you to get on that one. But anyway, John Boo's back at the table. And John Boo's going to have a similar problem also because of where the 8 ball is. It's tucked away, nicely hidden behind the 2 yellows, so it's a big ask to get this done. Now, why is he not cutting that red and trying to sneak it into the corner where he is right now? Why is he not doing that? Let's have a look. It's a bit thin, isn't it? And the pocket's a bit tight. I think that red might squeeze in there though. I mean, again, he's keeping pot and balls here. And obviously this is the one that can get you to the 8 ball. If you can squeeze that in, and he has done. Now this is just a delicate feather through. He doesn't want to overcook it. Oh dear. Oh, that's a big mistake. That's a gilt edge opportunity there for John Boo to get another rack back. Good evening or good afternoon to Night Train. Who's Night Train? You're going to have to tell us who you are. Sounds pretty good. Oh, those flatbreads, they were beautiful. They really were. Sourdough. I'm trying to think. I'm sure it was red onion. And a lovely melted cheese in it in the middle as well. But you know, they look as if they're one of those things. They look as if they're heavy. They're going to be heavy in the stomach, but they're actually very light and a nice little snack. Well, John Boo's going to get the second go at this. Welcome to Mr. Deanster. So I hope most of you are going to hang around for the big one, or the big main event. Well, we've got 2 main events. We've got the match with Fast Eddie and Stubb coming up at the top of the hour. We've also got Friday Night 9 Ball. Oh well, I'll tell you where I've got an Alaskan truck driver. I managed to get enough money and I've bought a second truck. Now, the second truck that I bought cost about $40,000, so that pretty much bankrupted me. I was down to about $6,000 left, and so the main problem there is that when I went out on the road in a new truck, I didn't want to have any accidents and have to get something repaired because I would have been bankrupt. And the annoying thing about having bought the second truck, the second truck that I've bought has a more powerful engine. It's got a bigger fuel tank. The biggest gripe I've got is that no matter what truck I've had so far, which is the basic one you start with, and then I bought that new one, even with a more powerful engine, the trucks do not go any higher, any faster than 50 or 51 miles an hour. Even though the speed limit on most of the road is 55, the truck won't do 55. Even if you're going down a hill full pelt, you know, the speed limiter is obviously on the truck that you can't go any faster than 50, which I think is a bit crazy. But even so, doesn't matter where you are on the map, if you go over the speed limit for any sort of length of time, you'll get fined, as I did this afternoon. Well, this Alaskan truck drivers game doesn't have any sort of option within the game to switch the truck speed limiter off. You can do that in Euro Truck, which I've always done. But in this game it doesn't have that option. It's not even there. So my all I'm trying to do is get my driver's reputation up. The jobs that I'm doing at the moment, even though my driver has improved his qualifications and that sort of thing, you look at the money that you're getting for some of the jobs, the money's crap. I just did a job there where I was taking, I think it was logs or something, down to the harbour right at the south end of the map, and it was for like $3,000. And then of course what you've got to take off that is the slight damage that I had to the trailer, and also what it cost me in fuel. No, I'm stuck about between 3 and 4 as well. And I'll tell you the other thing that's annoying about it is that they should have the option where you can what's the word? The thing that they've got in Eurotruck, they added it to Eurotruck a while back. They should allow you to be able to jump back to your headquarters rather than having to drive 1,000 miles from bloody Prudhoe Bay all the way down to your headquarters. I've only been in my headquarters twice, and the second time I was in it was actually just to upgrade the parking spaces so I could have my second truck. I've got nothing else upgraded in the base, in the headquarters, nothing at all, because I haven't had the money. I just wanted a new truck to see if it was going to be a lot better, and quite frankly it isn't. Yeah, you had. I never did any of the jobs where you were supposed to deliver pumpkins, because I never got any. I never found any jobs. You go into some of the stores and the guy had a pumpkin head on. But I'll tell you another thing that's puzzling me about the game. Have you used your camera yet? You've got a camera. I put the camera in the truck, and I was driving along yesterday, and something caught my eye on the right hand side of the road. So I braked and parked the truck, got out, and there were deer jumping around in amongst the trees. So I got the camera out of the truck and took a photograph of the deer. Took a couple of photographs of the deer, and no, I haven't seen Bigfoot. But I took a couple of photographs, and you can look at the photographs within the game. But is there a folder in your Alaskan Road Truckers game to actually upload the photos to Steam or anything? No, there isn't, because I had a rummage, I couldn't find it. So apparently you can take photographs, but you can do bugger all with them. And I also took a photograph of it would be either a brown bear or a black bear. There was 2 or 3 of them wandering about the woods. I managed to get a photograph of them, but I can't show them to anybody because you've got no. I can't see that there's a feature where you can put these photographs on display. So it seems a bit pointless having the photo option within the game. Any game that has allows you to take a photograph, then you can then export it. Well, I haven't a bloody clue how you do it. I mean, the only thing you can do is take a screenshot of the photograph. You know, I've not worked out a way how you can look at them. Yeah, that's probably all they were doing, is just taking a screenshot. I mean, you can obviously use the Windows trim thing to trim it to the photograph size, and then just take the screenshot and show it as a photograph. I couldn't be bothered with that. Carry on. Anyway, back to the business in hand. John Boo's managed to get a rat back, still trailing by 2. And I don't know that this... no, that's not cuttable. And that's... oh, hang on, wrong button. Well, he didn't get the cover there. That was about all he could do, because he couldn't even really duck away and hide. He was hoping to hide behind that 8-ball. Well, there'll be the the Ice Road expansion coming out in the new year, I think it is. I'm looking forward to that. And then of course you've got all the back roads that they're going to open up. So rather than going on the conventional roads, you can go in, you can sort of go off-road. At least that was supposed to be the plan. F12 for screenshots to Steam. I'm sure I hit F10, F11, F12, and even when I finished the game, I never saw any screenshots on my game. Because usually in Euro Truck, if you take a screenshot, it automatically shows up once you quit the game. It shows up on Steam. I'll need to have a look at that. I'm still the big disappointment in that Alaskan Truck Drivers game is the fact that they didn't really they didn't really. I mean, the fact that they've got the map going up to Prudhoe Bay and going up the Dalton Highway, the fact that they've got all that part and then they completely left out the Attigan Pass has got me totally bewildered. That was the first thing I pulled them up about. And I moaned about that. I moaned about the fact that there's no delineators in the road, and they actually put some on the road, but they've only got them sort of leading up into Prudhoe Bay. They haven't. I mean, if you try to drive in the winter on those roads, you can't bloody see where you're going. But the Attigan Pass, they could have made an effort and actually put that in properly. And to me, it's a half-assed job when they haven't done it right. And they've left out. They talk about all the sort of scenic locations that you can drive up to and stop and look at. And to me, they've left out one of the biggest things about the whole Alaskan Road Truckers thing, even in the TV series. It was the Attigan Pass. That's where all the problems were in the winter time, trying to get up and over it, and they completely left it out, which is a big, huge oversight on their part. They probably realise that now. And if they put the effort in, they could still actually redesign the map up at that part of the world and fix it. Have you ever noticed that when you're going up to Prudhoe Bay, which I'm sick fed up going up to Prudhoe Bay, I've already been up there about 6 or 7 times, but there's still at least 2 big glitches when you're driving up there, where the map sort of jumps, and they haven't fixed that yet. 2 big sort of glitches in the graphics happen at the same points every time you're driving up or driving back on that road. That was something that they were aware about even during the testing phase, because they did mention that one of the devs was talking about it on Discord, and they still haven't fixed the damn thing. I've got the game running on the testing patch set up. I've got it on that rather than the actual live patch that's out at the moment, so I'm sort of using my game as a guinea pig at the moment. Well, don't talk to you about controllers. The controller was an absolute nightmare, but I did finally fathom what the problem was, and it's all to do with this bloody Steam controller setup. It's that's the biggest cause of problems. So it is. So I completely disabled the Steam input and only had the generic controller input activated, and the controller will drive the truck. Okay, it jumps about, it's not the best way to control the truck, but you can at least drive the truck. It doesn't look pretty with it jerking about, but you can drive the truck now. You couldn't do anything with the truck until you mess about with that Steam controller setting. It's a total disaster. I don't know why Steam have to have anything like that for games. I mean, if you get a game off Steam, the game's already set up to work with controllers. All the driving games are. Why does Steam have to have their bloody thing interfering with it? Because it causes more problems than help. So it does. And that's something that they've only introduced fairly recently. I never ever used to have to mess about with this Steam controller thing until fairly recently, and especially with this game. Right, so all that natter on a completely different subject than what we're here to watch. You got me off in a rant. Oh, of course. I haven't bought the new DLC yet because I've not been playing Euro Truck for a while. I'm giving it a break, probably to the next update comes out. And then there's another map coming out for American Truck Simulator as well. I think it's Idaho that's coming out or something next. But no, I haven't bought the Balkans DLC yet. I don't see the point in buying that now when I'm not actually playing the game. I'm going to give it a break for a while. I'm actually waiting to see if the harsh Russian map will come out. The Russian guy hasn't been making any videos on YouTube, and I'll tell you why, because I think he does drive a truck for a living, and he has to make money while the sun shines where he is in Russia, because the winter's already setting in, and that's when he probably might make one or two new videos and maybe update the map, and then I just have to wait and see if I can get a bootleg version of it. That's the map that you want to be trying. I keep telling people, if you've never driven in the harsh Russian map, that'll have your head scratching. I'll tell you what I'm going to have to do. I forgot to actually switch on Discord. Although Steve won't be there, I think he said he's going to try and drop in. He might not be here for this match, so I'm going to tab out in a second. We'll just watch this until the end of the rack. Well, I actually, the one thing I can say about that map is that I'm pretty much an expert on that map now. I've been playing it for years, and there are strange anomalies in that map, and people do get lost on it. People do get stuck on it. And of course, because it's a 1-to-1 scale map, you're not going to do a job that takes you 5 minutes. You know, you're not going to drive 100 miles and it's only going to take you, 15 minutes to get there. Have you navigated through the logs of destiny? Where the hell is that? What are we talking about here? Are we talking about Euro Truck? Right, hang on, I'll be back in a second. I'm going to switch on Discord. Right, that's me got Discord activated. You were doing a trip and you fell through the logs on that Russian map. Oh. I mean, there's I mean, I can't remember it, to be honest with you, but what I do know is that there is there's one area of the map, there's quite a number of areas, but there's one area of the map where you're heading north, and of course that map, the GPS doesn't function most of the time. That's why you have to end up reading the Russian signs and then looking at the map to try and make sure you're picking the right route. but there is one area where you end up going up a forestry track, which you do for a number of miles, and then it suddenly opens up. Now, one thing I noticed years ago is there's actually a sign which is almost obscured by trees, and it gives you a map. The sign is actually a map of the route that you should be taking through this swampy area. I've never got through it yet. I have never driven through it yet because, first of all, there's no discernible route through it. Even if you look at that sign that's supposed to be giving you a hint on what way to go, I've always fell through the map. So I just cheat and respawn the truck at the other side of it every time I've done it. It's just bloody impossible. How's the match doing? Well, it's 7-2 to Coldest Pillow, and he's looking good. Right, who got me started on the trucks? You're going to have to scroll back the chat. I think I'm going to blame Mr. Deanster. Well, Coldest Pillow's only 3 away. No, it wasn't you, I can't remember. That got me off in a rant. There's loads of things that they can do to put things right on that Alaskan truck driver. Just got to give them time. So balls are down on the brake, and again it's an ugly table. We are 11 minutes away from the match with Fast Eddie and Stubb. Well, now's a good time to sort of duck away here, and that's the right thing to do. Just like that. That's a sensible shot. John Boo might get crazy here. Maybe he can't get through clean on that red. No, he's trying to kick up table. Well, he's going to end up in the same position in a minute. Exactly the same position. This time, however, he doesn't quite have the path to get to any of these reds down the bottom of the table here. If he is, he's going to have to spin the cue ball. He's going to duck behind. So Coldest Pillow is going to have a free shot. I don't know whether he's going to have a blast here and try and get his yellow out of the mix of those 4 reds that are sitting there. Well, that's got the yellow out, but there's still another one. Is that the same one? I can't remember whether it is, but that's going to be still the problem. Well, John Boo, I don't know whether he's going to try and take that red that's next to the yellow. It might not be a wise move to do that right now, and he hasn't done. Let's have a look. Well, that yellow definitely doesn't go. Well, he's broke everything out. He's committed now. And I think he's too straight in this red. Well, this is tough. I mean, it's comfortably off the rail. And he got there. Just didn't get the pot. And I don't know that that's sitting particularly great for the yellow on the side, is it? Oh, it is. It's sitting pretty good. Left it a bit short. Pretty much guaranteed a shot in the yellow though. Now, a little draw, a run through. Got to get it running though, you see that now. That's again, Steve would have been going on about that. The light cue ball. Cue ball just dies. Oh, nice little bank though from Coldest Pillow. Well, he's certainly ran away with this match. And on his break, and he's not got a shot. Got a ball in, but not really got a shot. Can't even get to the one in the other rail there, the other side. He's locked up. Would you believe it? Well, I think we can take it for granted that barring some almighty disaster, Coldest Pillow's going to fall over the line eventually here in this match. So we're about 6 minutes away from the next one, the next match, or the main one that we're going to. So still an open table. Cue ball's touching the yellow. And the yellows are actually pretty good. And this is a good opportunity here for Coldest Pillow to get to the hill, because 8 ball is available. And every other yellow can be got at as well. So he's going to have to clear the one over the pocket. Oh dear. Hang on. Been caught out with the cue ball again. Can't get to the one into the middle. Trying a little tweak on the cue ball. Well, it's a big ask for John Boot. Where did we say? I think somebody was asking the other day where John Boot is from the UK. Somebody said he was from the UK. I never realised that. And that 8 ball still available. The red hasn't blocked it. Well, if he can get the cue ball out of there, is he trying to play for the yellow that's up there? Because it wouldn't do any harm even coming down and playing the yellow into the side. Well, he's run into it. And this cue ball could end up coming across if it keeps going. Well, he hasn't got the pot. If it had ran another few inches, he might have had a shot on into the side there, but John Boo's got another chance to sort of get a consolation rack here, and that may well be it now. Three minutes to go. We might see the end of this yet. Because I think John Boo's going to be breaking to save the match. And once again, you know, ball in the break, but there's another problem. And that's dealt with the problem. That was pretty good. Still got another problem now. That yellow in the middle of the table there, just above the red. I don't think it's blocked the pocket. That yellow will still go. Well, this is as good an opportunity as he's going to get. That might not be so good though. Yeah, he's had a blast trying to play the combo there. What's the angle like in that red into the side? Well, if that was me, I'd be potting that red and running the cue ball, trying to get up the table here onto this one, or maybe even nudge something over that yellow if I could. I don't know whether it'll work, but I'd be trying that. Has he got the second prize? Yes, he has. So that's already should be taken, although why he's not, well, he's coming back for it. That will still do. Now, this red isn't really going anywhere, and the pocket it could go into is blocked, so he needs to get some sort of nudge if he could, and I don't know that this is a great angle to do it. Well, the 8 ball does go, but not from there it doesn't. Right, so I think we can safely say that this match is over. Free shot for coldest pillow, and 8 ball hanging over the corner pocket. Just dropped through for the red into the side, and it's a comfortable win for coldest pillow. Well, that'll do as a result. 11 racks to 2, and just finished a nice time. And the Fast Eddie Stubb matches up. We'll have a look at the bracket. Now, where was that match with... where was that match there? There we go. Though that'll update in a second. Coldest Pillow will move through. I think he's going to have to wait for a loser coming through. So, let's get in to the Fast Eddie Stubb match. And of course, Stubb not in a hurry to come into the room. He'll be getting his alarm to let him know the room is up. That was a nice result for you. Well, this match again, I just think it could go any way at all. It could go any way. Eddie's a good enough player to cause problems for Stubb. No doubt about that. Oh, that'll be a good match. You and Stubb. That'll be one to look forward to. So we're hanging about waiting. That alarm keeps going off until it times out. Now I presume he's actually online. I presume he's still in the lobby. Let's have a look. Oh, it says he's arrived, so he's obviously either did a reboot or something. And finally he's come in. So we've got Fast Eddie on the right hand side. Stubb on the left. It looks as if Stubb is going to just win it. So race to 13 for this round 3 match. Well, for me there won't be a problem as long as I don't open a browser. If I have, as I said, if I have a browser open watching the stream, the PC will restart. If I don't do that, everything's fine. I've not had it restart at any point when I don't have a browser open. It all seems to go perfectly okay. Well, Stubb still to commit to a ball set, and whatever one he does, he's going to have to get a breakout going with those 2 balls up top. He's chosen the reds. And again, you know, that little combo that he's got there, he should be playing that right now because he'll never get as good on it. I mean, the red does go into the side, I think, past the yellow. But, you know, he's not in a position where he's on it there, but the combo's not that difficult. In fact, that red, let's say it doesn't go into the side either, so... You know, the red in or over the pocket's perfectly acceptable. Now, if Eddie could do something with that yellow that's above the 8 ball and catch the red and the yellow and play the combo at the same time, that would open up that pocket, and his yellow should be in charge of the pocket. Well, you've got to have a mix of everything in your game. You can't just be trying to pot everything. You know, a lot of players just get the notion that, you know, they see a ball, they have to go for it. You've got to have other factors to your game. Well, Stubb will be the one that will take the initiative. If he's going to start potting balls, he certainly he'll be trying to do something to open that last red up. And he's done it. Well, that red next to the 8 ball, he's got to get himself on that in a tight space to be able to cut it into the side pocket. So you'd think he's going to take the one into the corner. Well, he's cutting the one up the rail. Well, I would have been more inclined to take the one that's still left there first and then take the other one that he shot first down into this bottom left hand corner pocket. I would have thought that would have been a far better opportunity to get good on that red, but he's blasted into the side. However, the yellow's running around the table, and of course with the yellow running around the table, it's killed his red ball. So again, I'm going to be critical from my point of view that Stubb took the wrong order there. And that's why he ended up doing that. You know, start blasting at balls and getting balls running and bumping into one another. Let's have a look at that yellow there. Well, you see that is going absolutely nowhere where that's sitting. That's horrible. So Eddie's going to have to tighten things up here. And it might not do any harm just to stick a yellow onto that 8 ball just as a backup. I think I'd be doing that. I'd be nudging that yellow onto the 8 ball there to make sure Stubb doesn't have a shot in the 8 ball. Or he can do that and snooker him. But either way, he doesn't want to leave that 8 ball available for the time being because Stubb could kick this in, you never know. Well, that's now got the pressure stacked on Eddie. Now, I go back to what I said 2 minutes ago. He should have locked up that 8 ball as a backup. Look at where he is now. You know, Stubb's got the red hanging over the pocket. The 8 ball is available. And now Eddie has to somehow get cover. And if that was me, that's what I would have done. I would have bumped that yellow in behind the 8 ball to leave it as a safety net, so that even if Stubb got the red, it would have been a hard task to get to that 8 ball and break it out. He's got to be careful how he spins this. It might follow in. Well, he's not even got the spin to work. Well, that was a poor effort from Stubb. But that just goes to show you how difficult it is to understand how this cue ball works when you're putting spin on it. I mean, that was just a gentle massey, that shot there, and he never even got it to take. Well, Eddie, if I was you, I'd be bumping that yellow that's over the jaw, because it's no use where that's sitting. That's never going to go into a pocket there. Oh, disaster. Absolute, total disaster. He had to just play that dead weight just to bump it out. He's let the cue ball run loose there, and then of course he scratches. You've got to be ultra cautious. Now, it's going to be, I think he can cut that in, but it doesn't matter. He's got a free shot where if he's in doubt, Stubb asking if he can hit the 8 ball. Of course he can. It's a free shot. Well, I think that my tactic would have been a far better ploy to have that safety net, and Eddie refused it, and the end result is he loses the first rack ultimately because of it. I mean, okay, the scratch was the final disaster, but when you've got a lot of your balls on the table and your opponent's down to one ball and the 8 ball, then the first thing you do is tie up the 8 ball to give you a bit of security. And he might think better of it the next time. What the hell's he ranting? Get on with the game, for God's sake. What the hell's happening now? What's Eddie doing? Don't tell me there's a disconnect already. Well, we've got 1 on Twitch. I think we had 5 on Twitch and 4 on YouTube. We've now got 8 on YouTube and 1 on Twitch. I think you might want to not chat during a match. Are you talking to me? Are you talking about Stubb? Well, all I did was answer a question there. And the question was, can you play the 8 ball on a free shot? And the answer was yes. I don't see any harm in doing that. Because if you'd asked the same thing, I would have said yes as well. Coaching. Oh, I don't chat in the room at all. In fact, I'd be more focused on what's happening rather than one 3-letter word in the chat getting into your head. That's what I'd be doing. Well, Eddie's on the yellows and Stubb on the reds. Well, exactly, Rob. Somebody asked a question. Maybe Eddie's idea was to sit there and say nothing. If somebody asks a question about the rule, then I don't see any harm in confirming or denying, or yes or no. I don't see a problem with it. And anybody else that's watching the stream who says otherwise is just trying to stir the shit. That's exactly what they're up to. Well, this is doable. It's all about that yellow next to the red, isn't it? Yeah, of course they are. Well, I'm not putting myself up as a referee. Well, Stubbs made a complete arse of that. He's not got the ball to a rail. And again, Stubbs, another one that's been caught out by the cue ball. I mean, anybody that's in a match, if they've got a query about whether a ball's touching a rail or whatever, then I'm pretty certain you can ask a referee to confirm. I don't think that's a breach of rules, and I don't see a problem with anybody asking something where they're not sure about just to get it confirmed. So Eddie's got a free. Has he already played his free shot? What the hell's going on here? There seems to be a comedy of errors happening here. I'm missing what's happening watching the chat. But all of a sudden, Stubbs got a free shot. Stubb was asking Eddie, and a ref might not tell you, but who cares? A referee, when he's asked an official question to confirm something, the referee just turns and shakes his head and says, "I'm not telling you." Well, it should be 2-0. And I haven't a clue how this rack ended up like this. I mean, 1 minute I'm looking at Stubb not getting a ball to rail, I'm looking at Fast Eddie having a free shot, and suddenly he's having to try to kick the yellow from behind the 8 ball. What the hell happened there that I missed? That's got me totally baffled. So Stubb breaking in rack 3. Again, there's a mess. He's come up dry. Top left of the table's no good to anybody. I mean, there is a good hiding spot now up there for Eddie behind those 2 reds. That's the place to try and duck. Stubbs banging and trying to open things up. He's now created a problem on the right hand side, because I don't believe that's a combo. I don't think that'll go in. Well, it will now that he's bumped that. Still get the problem with the yellow. He might. Can he play the bank? Let's have a look. Still can't get any joy with that final yellow. He's had another go at it, and now he's stuck the other yellow in amongst the reds. Well, you've got to say at the moment Fast Eddie's the favourite for this rack, even though Stubb's still at the table. He's going to be in a very strong position here. That yellow's definitely not squeezing in. And I was looking there to see if you can squeeze into the back of that red. You're very high odds of scratching, so you can't really want to play a safety rolling in there. And now he's the wrong side of the red. Even if it was the right side of the red, if it was below this red here, that would be, you know, he's still got traffic in the way that's obscuring his way to those two reds to get any sort of hit. So he's played the combo. And now he's just got to watch the pace and the cue ball coming back up the table. He doesn't want to underhit it. And if he overhits it, he'll be hooked. He's got to watch that pace. And that'll work. And he should have the 8 ball into the left side pocket. Well, Stubb had his smash and grab tactics going there. Had about 3 or 4 attempts to get that yellow out in that corner, and it never really happened. Well, well, I don't know whether he's played it to play it in the corner, but if it was the side, he's underhit it, but this should be fine. And now Eddie's breaking, so he's got a chance to get that deficit right down to 0. Couple of balls in the break. Well, I like the reds from the point of view that you can take that red, get rid of that red, and deal with the problem red as well. That should be the plan here, because you can get to that red, I think. It looks tightish, but the more I look at it, the tighter it looks. I don't know, we'll soon find out. Now is he running forward? I would much rather be coming back off this red. You've always got the one in the side. If he's running forward, he's running into the yellow, and you just don't know what can happen here. He can push a yellow onto his red and lock one up. He can end up hooked behind a yellow if he's going forward. Well, I think he's not convinced he can get enough of that red. And he's tried to get a bump. And now he's probably going to be forced into taking it. Well, that's perfect. He could not have landed any better on that red. I'm pretty certain he can pot that now. Oh no, he hasn't. He's fouled it. He's caught the yellow. He's caught the yellow. Well, maybe it never did go. So Stubbs get his free shot to regain his 2-rack lead here. Well, this is still tricky. That yellow above the 8 is not readily accessible. And he's not hit the yellow. Okay, he's blocked a pocket pretty much. But even if Stubb had potted that yellow, where the cue ball's sitting, it wasn't exactly perfect for the yellow into the side. I mean, it would roll in, but it would go in fine. But then he'd be rolling forward. So this yellow for Stubb is the problem if he gets back to the table. Well, this could be a bank up and down, but where's the cue ball ending up if he plays that? If he pots the red that's on the right hand side, maybe the best he can do here is to actually just roll that red in and into the top right hand corner and play the bank on the red, rather than doing this bank that he's doing at the moment. Maybe that could have been a possible chance to win the rack there. If he'd actually cut that, got the cue ball to there and played the bank on the red into the corner, then he might have had a chance to get out there. That would have been fully committed, but what he's done here is he's got Stubb on his problem ball. So, again, not the best of moves. If he'd went my way, it still wasn't a guarantee he was going to win the rack, but I think pretty much certain he wouldn't have left Stubb like this. Because there's the problem ball dealt with. Well, I'm going to stick up for myself here. I think my idea was a better option. It was a possible chance to get out. You had to get the bank. You get the bank, you would have had a shot in the 8 ball. And he committed the cardinal sin there, trying to send the red down in or over this corner pocket, but he then left Stubb on his only problem yellow on the table, and the inevitable happened. So Stubb back to a 2-rack lead. Yes, I'll be going to that after this is over. It'll be a long afternoon and night for me. What the hell's this bullshit that's in the chat? Stubb on the reds, and there isn't a problem red in the table. How's the 8 ball sitting? Well, the 8 ball doesn't go, and he's going to play for the bump here to try and get it into play. What did Spectre say about Spectre, Don? Did he not say that he wasn't feeling well or something? I can't remember. My memory's so bloody bad. Did Spectre not say he wasn't feeling too good or something a few days ago? Somebody will remember that's watching. But I certainly have not seen him in the past week. I never saw him last week. Leading up to Friday night 9 ball, and I haven't seen him at all this week either. Yeah, I'm sure Spectre did come into the chat and tell us something, but I just can't remember what he said. Problem with his eyes. Well, Stubbs now got a comfortable 4-1 lead at the moment. The referee shall not answer any question not authorised in these rules. Now that part of that paragraph there means that if a player turns to a referee and says, where are we going for a drink tonight, he doesn't answer that question. But what it does say is if the player asks something to be confirmed, then he can. And the referee, the other part of the statement you've said there, Napnicker, means that if a player is about to commit an infringement, the referee doesn't step in and say, oh, hang on a minute, you can't do that. That's all correct, what you've said. But the point that I was making is that if a player asks a referee to confirm something, then the referee within the rules can confirm it. That's why there's a referee there in the first place. And I'm not a referee, I hasten to add. I'm just Joe Bloggs sitting in a computer game watching two guys play. What tourney does Stubb go to? Well, Stubbs already the favourite in this rack also, because he's got more of his balls on the table. Fast Eddie's red is inaccessible where it's sitting. And Eddie's, well, at the moment he's got a bit of a safety net where the red is, being tucked next to that yellow. But Stubbs got those two adjacent yellows where if he gets up top on them, which he can now, he'll immediately try and break that yellow out. He might see he's now got two options. He can break the awkward yellow out up top. Oh, this might not work in his favour though. Well, he'll be playing the combo and playing for the bump here, I think. Yeah. And well, he's going to have to cut the outside one. Can't see the other one. Well, he's now got another tough one. Still blocked off with that red. And he's got to be careful with this also. It's got to keep running. And he's probably going to have to punch this in and stun draw over to the rail to avoid the red. Or is he trying to get... Well, that was always going to happen. I mean, there's a poor shot there by Stubb. Why he didn't see that happening is beyond me. You know, that's just very poor. I mean, why didn't he just do the right shot there? The right shot to me was to stun and draw that to the rail, and thereby avoiding the red, at least giving yourself a good sight on the 8 ball. And he made a complete hash of that, and that's a gift for Fast Eddie. That's exactly what he needed, because this match is threatening to run away from him. It's just threatening to run away from him, but as long as Stubb keeps doing stupid stuff like that, Eddie's going to stay in it. That was just very poorly judged by Stubb. Now Eddie needs to get through with this cue ball and not underhit it. And he's good. And the break goes back to Stubb though. For rack number 7. 2 rack lead. Balls have gone in. And it's probably going to be reds, because he's not really comfortable in anything else but this red on the right hand side. And then he's got the one that's right next to the cue ball is going to be the problem one. Now how does he get to that? Well, if he's going to deal with these, deal with the one in the top rail, he's got to get into a spot to be able to play that red maybe into the side pocket. It's not a great layout here, but he's got the opportunity to try and get to that red. Now he could maybe dink through and try and get it into that side like I was talking about. I'm looking at the angle, he's got probably too much angle. Yeah, trying to bump the yellow out of the way. Well, this is the major problem here. If that was sitting a bit better, he would have probably started off with a combo. But as it is, he may well have to be trying to deal with that later on. Now the middle one goes that way. Well, that's not... Has it got cover? I think it's just... Here's Stubb going to try the little swerve again. Now if he gets too much in this, he's going to go at the rail too soon. And this time he's played it well. Now this is a tricky one, but he's got the gap here, big gap to get in. I'm sure he's got the angle to come back into the gap. So the lead's going to go to 3 again. And Fast Eddie under pressure now on his break to stay in touch. A yellow goes in, a red goes in, and not exactly an easy first shot here. You know what? He can't even pot anything. He can't pot anything, would you believe it? He's got nothing that's going to go. I mean, there's no way that's going into the side pocket, that red. You can't see anything else. Oh, this is horrible, this layout. Well, this time though, Stubb coming to the table does have a starter, and the reds are all sitting reasonably good. The one right in the middle of the table potentially is a problem. That one there, it's just hampered by this yellow here in getting on it, but the problem's immediately been dealt with. Played a nice firm stun, and well, this looks like another rack in the bag here for Stubb. It'd be a big fail if he can't get this done. Well, if he's going to take this middle one, he must leave the angle on the other one up top if he's going to get out into the table, or he must finish nice on the one on the extreme outside. So he's got a decision to make here, and let's have a look at the angle he's got here. See, that's fairly straight, so he's more than likely just going to roll through to play this one. The problem is he's fairly straight in it, and that's not exactly perfect. He's going to have to either stun this at a decent pace to try and get the cue ball out, and that's very well done. That is extremely well done. And this is a tricky one just to judge the draw here. Well, he's went for the VP4 route, and I think that's going to the jaw. I don't think he can get enough of it. He can't get enough of it. I'm pretty certain he can't get enough of it. It's got to go to the jaw. He can't see enough to make the potting angle. I'm not convinced. Maybe my eyes are that bad that I can't see that it will go, but I don't think it does. It's got to be catching at least the knuckle, if not before the knuckle. I don't know what you guys think, but I don't think he can get it. I mean, from back here it looks actually okay, but when you get to that line, well, I'll tell you, he's got much bloody better eyes than I have. That was well played. That was really tight, but he did get there, and big ass now for Eddie. 6-2 down, and of course that was on Eddie's break also, so racks are leaking away here. But Stubb is being the aggressor. He's doing everything to get balls into play, taking risks. How's that set up? Yeah, he's played the combo, he's doubled the other yellow. The yellow's going to bounce, he's going to have it into the corner. And bang, there's another rack in the board, as quick as that. And Stubbs going to think this is going to work throughout the tournament. Well, I think we'll all reserve judgment on that until we see him play. So Stubb with a 7-2 lead. Past Eddie's break. He has a ball. If he plays, well, I think he's got to play the combo in the red up there. He's on that yellow to play the possible combo in the red. If you look at the rest of the reds, all the reds are available. So to me, that would be the shot there to start off, unless you can get on this one where you can bump the yellow out of the way. But well, am I going to go back on my word again here come the end of this rack? Because I think that would be the shot to guarantee you get rid of that red and keep that yellow out of the way and keep the pocket open. And look what's happened now. He's ended up hooking himself. Would you believe it? Well, it has backfired. So I'm going to say I'm justified in that he should have played that combo to start him off, and that would have been committed to the reds. it would have dealt with the slightly awkward problem. All the other reds were on and the table was good, and then he ends up getting hooked. So there's been a couple of instances where, from my point of view, he's made the wrong choice, and it's always turned out to be the wrong choice because everything's went wrong after it. And Stubbs got a table that he's pretty much strong favourite to run out, except that yellow right there is tight. And he's blasting balls and running the cue ball again. Well, he can dink into the little gap, and that's the problem solved. Now, can he... Now, that yellow won't go up table. So that's... Well... Now, again, I'm asking the question, can you see enough of that to get it in or over the pocket? It looks... Again, it looks too tight. Well, that's, again, excellent. Just barely enough of that ball to get it in the hole. Well, this match has gone. It has gone. Stubbs with an 8-2 lead and the break. Red goes in. Well, what we've been playing for, what, 49 minutes? Stubbs now committed to the yellows, and well, the one that he's the one that where the cue ball was, I don't know whether he could see that yellow, but that, of course, is the problem. But he can get on it and run it up table from this yellow right now. Oh, he's not doing it. I'm not sure what he's tried there, because now he's not got a great angle here because he's going to collide with the red. He's not good on anything up that end. So I'm not sure what his objective was there. Where's the cue ball going? Well, he had to put pace on that to get the cue ball out of there. So Eddie's been given a bit of a lifeline. He's got the two reds that are not a combo on that left hand side. I don't know that this is going to give him any opportunity to get a bump into them, and it hasn't. Well, he's looking at playing it now. Well, he's got to get that slight angle in this red on the rail. It needs the angle one way or the other. And a little bit of grab on the cue ball just to come out of there. And that will do nicely. Well, was it not 2 apiece? I think Stubbs won about 7 in a row anyway. Well, Eddie's break was dry. Stubbs going to play the combo up top right. And that will be one main problem dealt with, and everything else is now on. Well, Stubb will always take risks, you know, make no doubt about that. He's always going to take risks. The problem is that that type of strategy where you're constantly trying to break balls out, on a day it will work for you, on the next day it won't. And the other problem is he's going to be up against much stronger opposition who will be able to deal with that and punish the mistakes. Eddie's not really been able to contribute anything. Well, it might all go according to plan. This, I don't know that. Well, he's contemplating playing the red into the side and then playing the one in the cushion. This is tricky because he's going to come up that side. Now he's going to take a chunk of this 8 ball. He's got to be careful. He's got to watch how he hits this. He could send it dead onto the long rail here, depending on how much he gets at this 8 ball. Of course, he's still got to pot the red. Well, I think that will still cut, no problem. It's thin, cue ball's running loose, but in it goes. And it's a 9-3 lead, Stubb breaking. Again, a ball or balls have gone in. I don't think he's got much of an option. It's well, he does have an option. I mean, he can go yellows, but I think he's definitely going to be playing reds. I can't see him doing anything else. I mean, that red there, this is the problem. He's going to cut it up table, is he? Or is he playing the other one? I thought he was trying to get good. Maybe he was trying to get good in that one. Well, that's a no man's land shot. This is tight to the rail, this red. Well, Eddie's coming to the table. and he's already looked at the awkward yellow. That's the one that's going to prevent him from getting out here. Now he can at least have a go right now when he pots that to try and get down here and get on this yellow. This is something he should be trying to do straight away here. He's got an angle on the yellow. He wants to try and get up the table and get somewhere where he can get on this yellow, maybe into a pocket. And I wouldn't be thinking twice. I would be taking that yellow and bringing the cue ball down here to try and get on this yellow. You won't get a better opportunity than now to do it. That one there, and bring the cue ball down. You might be lucky to get it into the side pocket or have an awkward cut into the corner, but at least you're going to have a go at it. And if you don't do it now, it's always the one that's going to stop you from running out. And he's refused it. And again, I'm going to hark back to that possible opportunity there. If this rack goes pear-shaped for Eddie, it might have already gone pear-shaped, because I think he's not sitting exactly perfect. Look where he is. Well, that's what, about 3 times. And that shot in the yellow was crying out to be potted and bring the cue ball down to try and get on this problem yellow. He didn't even give it a second thought. And straight away and immediately he's in the proverbial, or he's up the proverbial creek without a paddle here. So the shot choices are backfiring on him big time. He's got a table here that had one problem, and he had one opportunity immediately to deal with it. And he may well have just played his last shot in this rack. Well, I'd be interested to get the opinions of those watching as to whether I was right there, or whether Fast Eddie was right in leaving that, turning down that opportunity. And that's not the first time. I mean, there's been at least another 2 instances where immediately I'm seeing, you know, an opportunity to do something or to get something dealt with. And at least 3 times Eddie's not done it, and I don't think he's won any of those racks on that occasion. So Stubb 3 racks away from round 4. And it's been all too easy. Well, of course I'm right. You know, even a numpty like me can see that there's an opportunity there. You know, in your mind you're thinking, well, there's the problem yellow, it's blocked. Have I got an opportunity to get there? Yes, I've got an opportunity straight away, I'm going to do it. And Eddie never even gave it a thought. What's up with the price of YouTube Premium? Well, they can increase it all they want. I'll never be bloody buying it. Or put it another way, they could make it as cheap as they want. I still wouldn't be buying it. Well, Stubb on the reds, and he's got the thin cut just to get it in or over the pocket. There's the problem red there, but the red, let's have a look. Well, that red will go, it will go into the corner, but you've got to get good on it, and he's got to do that first of all. Well, Steve won't be catching any of this match because it's all going to be over. Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Well, if Stubb doesn't manoeuvre those 2 yellows, which he has just done, they were a dead set combo. And he's got the hit, so Eddie hasn't got a free shot. And what's more, Stubbs got his red in the mix with those 2 yellows up table in the corner. Okay, I mean, it's not a major problem. But it's a big problem when you're trailing 10 racks to 3 in a race to 13. Cobra, you will be destroyed. See, even Stubb thinks this is all over. And if that's not an incentive to dig in, I don't know what is. You know, just dig in, because you never know what can happen. Every possibility can happen in these games. It's a tall order. It's very unlikely, but there's that odd occasion where it will happen. Well, it's looking very likely Stubb will have plenty of time to get into Friday Night 9 Ball if he's not already signed up. I'd be cutting that yellow into the corner on the left hand side, just sending it into the mix there to make it more difficult for Stubb to get to the red. This is an easy kick. And look at where the cue balls ended up. How does he stop Stubb from having at least a sight in this red ball? Now how's the nudge in the 8 ball? Well, it hasn't blocked the red. Stubbs blasting for the thin cut here. That's what he's doing. He's going to catch the yellow, I think. No, he isn't. Oh, look at this. Watch the cue ball. Cue ball's fine. And it's 11-3. Welcome to Wit. And Stubbs break. Balls are flying in all over the place. And this match is all but over. It's going to be yellows. No doubt whatsoever. What went down there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 balls went down in the break there. Oh, this is exactly what you want. Well, I'd be playing the little combo with the bottom yellow. I'm playing the little combo there because then I'm going to be on the red, the yellow into the side. He's going the other way. No, he's not. He's playing it direct. Well, this cue ball wants to just leak away, doesn't it? At this angle. I would have played that yellow onto the one over the pocket because I know the cue ball's going to come out for the yellow into the side. Okay, still going to get out. Can't underhit this though. And he's good. So Stubb on the hill. And Fast Eddie has been blown away. So a ball down. Table's not great. Problems up top. Right, let's have a look. Well, he's perfect. Perfect for the little combo. That's the problem ball dealt with. Oh, are you questioning Stubbs' tactical disconnects, Dwight? Yes, his connection's been perfect, hasn't it? It's been perfect. No lag whatsoever or anything going on. And Steve's now convinced himself that there's a problem. It's funny how it never manifests itself when everything's going good for Stubb though. Well, I'm not quite sure what Eddie was trying there. He's hung up the red. Now Stubb has a chance to win the match. He's got to get the... Well, he's going to have to just dink this in, sneak around the back. And that yellow goes, no problem. So this match is over. Barring an almighty disaster from Stubb, and it's unlikely. Well, at least the boys get, you know, he's going to be confident after this result. That's got him thinking positive things about his chances of winning it now. Well, in or over the pocket with this yellow. But if he's going to be committed, he's going to be running the cue ball up and down here. And that's well played if it holds up, which it has done. Well, it has been a very easy, comfortable victory. 2 or 3 questionable things from Fast Eddie. They could have been his racks if things had fallen into place and he'd made the better shot choice initially. Every one of them backfired on him. Stubbs been rolling at balls to break things into play. Things have worked out, and it is really comfortable. A 13 racks to 3 victory for Stubbs, so well done to him. Let's have a look and see how that now pans out on the bracket. So Stubb is now through to round 4. He's waiting on the winner of One Pocket Slim and Bankster. Now, Bankster's good enough to cause Slim problems. Slim should still be the favourite, but on the day, Bankster can give a few things for Slim to think about. The top half of the draw will go from the top half down. We'll get Albinario through to round 4 after last night's marathon. A final rack decider from Albinario, and that was a good win for Albinario. He was trailing most of the match. He was 8-4 down, got it back to 8 all, and then it was neck and neck all the way to that final rack. We've got the match next Sunday between, not this Sunday coming, next Sunday I think it is, which is the 19th, and that's between Semi-Pro and LS3. That's to see who's going to be playing Albinario. So there's good matches now on the winner's side. The one loss side, if we go up and down the bracket on it, we've got a match between Houdini and Christian. I think that's tonight at 8 o'clock. And the winner of that one will play Brainful out. Further down, we've got Tommy to play Mark Shark. And further down from that, we've got Zangetsu. Now, has Zangetsu actually played a match? No, he hasn't. Now, either of these players both of those players have forfeited, so that's going to probably end up a toss of a coin. This handful of potatoes, guys, is nowhere to be seen. And Zangetsu forfeited his second match. In fact, he won his first match in a final rack, did he not? Yes, he did, but then he forfeited the second one, so nobody knows what's going to happen there. The chances are it'll be a toss of a coin and one of them will end up going through, and it still might end up being another forfeit. And then further down we've got Cobra against Linus, which is Tuesday morning at 9 AM. Now, my shift finishes at 9:45 on Tuesday morning, so by the time I get home, that match may well be over. Further down from that, in fact, the winner of that match will then play Larry. So you have to say Cobra's going to be the favourite, and that will be a good match-up between him and Larry if things do go that way. Down below that, we had Chase won a round, ended up in a forfeit to Coldest Pillow, and of course Coldest Pillow, with that win against John Boo earlier this afternoon, is now going to be playing Fast Eddie. So if I'm you, Coldest Pillow, I would fancy my chances. It's going to be a tough ask, but if you look at how Eddie ended up today, was Stubb that good and Eddie that bad? Well, I just think Eddie's occasional shot choices weren't great, but when Stubbs get balls available to pot, he'll generally pot them, and it all went good for him today. So that's the bracket on the black ball. Let's go and have a look at the 3 cushion, because as I say, I don't think there's anything on the schedule. Quick look down, so there's nothing there. If we go top to bottom in it, we've got Capo, who's through to round 2 after his win against Shibo. He's due to play Wink at Me. We've got Interchange X already through to round 3. He had a comfortable win against Tenor 144, never heard of that one. We've got Albinario to play Cobra, so that's going to be well worth a watch. That could go either way. And we have Kim Sung Min, who had a tight win against Tommy, 20 points to 18. And we've got LS3 after having a bye in round 2. Of course, LS3 had a good win against One Pocket Slim in round 1. Emmett couldn't make the match for round 2, so LS3 is through to round 3 to play Chiku. And Chiku is the odds-on favourite to win this tournament. In my book, he is, and so he will be very strong favourite to send LS3 over to that one-loss side. Further down we've got Vinces, that's who that is, and he had a fairly comfortable win against Fast Eddie in round 2, so he's through to round 3, so he's the real player that could cause Chiku problems. And the thing is that if the matches go the way they are, the two of them are due to meet. However, we have yet to see how good Acero is at this game. That's going to be the interesting one. There's a huge time zone difference between them two. You've got Stubb in the USA, you've got Acero most probably in Japan. He's about at least 7-8 hours in front of me, so there's going to be problems in how they meet up. I just hope it does go ahead. That's the one thing I hope. So it'll be our first chance to get a look at Stubb at this 3-cushion game, and also to see what Acero is like. And don't forget, Acero is trying to do the double here. He won the straight pool, the last big tournament we had, and it'll be interesting to see if he's up to scratch at this 3-cushion game. I'm imagining he might be pretty good. Haven't a clue what Stubb's going to be like, but that's going to be the fascinating thing about this matchup. The one-loss side, I don't think we really need to look at that. There's not really an awful lot happening there. One Pocket Slim, what was it? A 15-7 win he had against Tommy. Emmett, of course, he did play his one-loss side match. I never realised that. So he's through against Serrat. You've got Fast Eddie waiting on results happening, so there's not much happening on the one-loss side in that. So that is it. That is it for the time being. Let's have a look at the calendar. Hang on a minute. If we can get the wrong button. Wrong button. Let's go to the calendar and see how Friday night, I'll say that again, Friday night 9-ball's looking. I think last week, with a good while to go, it was actually full. Let's see how many's in. Well, we've got, I think we're full. We're actually full with an hour to go. 40 minutes to go. That's very, very good news. So we've got Bankster, Camden, Chimpy, Coldest Pillow, Eloquenti, Fast Eddie, Larry, Preacher, Stubb, Rez, Sergeresh, Simanx, Snotty, Stefan, Tornado Tam signed up, and Travelling TT. So the bracket is up, of course, and we'll see that we have Travelling TT against Sergeresh, Preacher against Camden, Larry against Bankster. That's a dangerous one for Larry. Rez against Coldest Pillow, Simanx and Fast Eddie, Eloquenti and Stefan, Snochty against Tam, and Stubb against Chimpy. So there's the first round. Well, I don't know, it might be a toss of a coin between Larry and Bankster and Stubb and Chimpy. So that is due to start at the top of the hour. In the meantime, I'm going to thank you for your company, guys. I'm going to have a quick break, have a quick coffee, and I'll be back for Friday night 9-ball at the top of the hour. So until then, take care, and we'll see you all later. Thanks for joining.